So, all right, let me turn this down a little bit. All right, let me turn the lights off real fast. Give you guys a better demo. Want a better demo. Hope you guys can see that. That's when it starts up. It's basically orienting itself, making sure it's on a flat surface, which it needs to be on a flat surface, as you see. And then when it powers up, it goes through internal programming inspection of itself to make sure that it remembers, it has a memory, that it remembers its last programmed function. Whatever address that you programmed into it, so let's see. Right now it's set to auto. I can put it on manual. If I have it on manual, as you see, it stays put. And then I could use my IRC remote to pan and tilt. Oops, I put it back in auto mode again. So there's back in manual. There's manual. Okay, so now it's in pan and tilt. So you can see I can change the angle of the beam. You see the beam over there. Switch gobos. Now, see, I manually go left, or I can manually go right. Switch gobos. And I can also see what else. Where's my oops. So basically, there we go. So I can tilt and pan. Shake, that's the gobo shake. And you can turn all those features off and on. Switch the gobos at will. So I'm manually doing that with the remote, because it's in manual mode. Spotlights, all these different features and effects. They're all really good effects. And okay, so the 260 that's over there, that one is going through a automatic program or a show. They call them shows that I have in there. But I could turn that off. Same thing. The IRC remote works for both. So boom, now it's on manual. Shoots the beam over there. But there I can pan it, and as you see, it's panning. So there it goes. Okay, so you have to be, within direct line of sight for it to read. There. So I'm manually making it pan and tilt. You can make that pan left, pan right, or tilt up or tilt down as to whatever you want. And as far as the colors right now, I'm just letting it run through a bunch of different colors just to show you the bright, vivid colors that it does have. They're very good. Turn the light down a little bit. The colors are vivid. You can also focus. Like if that's out of focus, you can use this to bring that into a sharper focus depending on how far you're throwing your beam. So if you're at a venue that is, say, 100 feet or 150 feet or 250 feet, when you show the beam on the opposite wall that's 100 feet or 150 or 200 feet away, and you have the beam focused on one fixed point, like against the wall like that, you can sharpen or fuzz out the output wherever it's at, so that you can sharpen that image up. And I'm talking about, it goes very far. So 75 watts is a lot of power. I would not say that that's a weak. I'm trying to focus it in right now. Pan tilt. Now I want to go. Gobos, prisms, focus. Okay, so focus. Here we go. First, let me switch. I want to change these bulbs. Okay, there's a lot of different things. I'm going through the gambit here because I'm manipulating this manually, obviously. And it can be a pain in the ass a little bit because I'm using one hand on the remote and I'm trying to film with the other. So let me pan that a little bit to the left. Pan tilt. Okay, now I got it. So I'm gonna pan it down a little bit. Okay, we'll go there. All right, I'm getting tired of messing with this thing. You gotta practice with this, obviously, so you can get very familiar with which button does what for pan tilt and, the gobo shakes and the different colors and all that kind of stuff. Or if you just want it to be fixed and like one white color, you can do white light. It's up to you. So you just got to really, really play with it and get familiar with it. Now, this IRC remote isn't expensive. It's about $25. You can get it on Amazon. It doesn't come with the lights when you buy them unless you get a bundle, which I haven't seen at Guitar Center or any place like that. I do recommend you buy them online because you can find better deals. But if you have to go to Sam Ash or Guitar Center, that's cool too. And there's other DJ outlets other than just Guitar Center and Sam Ash. But of course, Guitar Center and Sam Ash, they specialize in music and DJ equipment and lighting and stuff like that. So they have a section for that, so I recommend it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do really briefly, just to cover what these things are all about. I used a whiteboard and I drew a little bit on it to describe what's in the manual. So basically what I did was I looked through the manual and I wrote down some of the features that are listed in the manual, but the manual, the writing is about that big. So I made it bigger for you. I drew this image that kind of duplicates the light. I'm not the world's greatest artist, so forgive me. So now the purpose of these lights is multi-purpose. So I'm a DJ. You don't have to be a DJ to use these lights. You can be a musician. You could be somebody who uses these for lighting in a theater, a play, high school plays, college plays, theater, stage theater, or just lighting up your backyard for like a party. There's just so many different uses for these things, but DJs really do like them. So do musicians. Those are the two biggest groups I see, is concerts and DJs. So if you're a musician and you do stage shows, concerts, these lights are very useful. If you're a DJ and you're doing gigs and you're a mobile DJ like me and you're traveling, these lights are fantastic for that kind of stuff. We're doing weddings, parties, events, corporate events, backyard things, outdoor venues, indoor venues, you name it. The Intimidator Spot 260 covers the gambit. Now, the largest show I've ever done was about 1,000 people. I'd say the smallest is about 40 to 50 people for different things, weddings, whatever things that I do. I kind of cover the board because I'm a mobile DJ, so I'll go wherever the party's at. If somebody hires me for a wedding, I go scout out the venue, look for power sources, and I look for places to put the lights and stuff like that. So now let's go over some of the features. So when you purchase these lights, they come with 75-watt LED bulbs, which are very powerful. They throw the beam very far. I don't even know how far, but very far, farther than what I need. It has 7 removable gobos that do come with it that are internal. Then, like I said, they're removable. So those 7 spots rotate around. You just take off the back panel, remove that back panel, and there's a little wheel, a gobo wheel. And you can pop the gobo out and put a new one in, like for a wedding or something like that. Or like if you want to throw a monogram on the wall. It's very simple to do. It has a power con cord, which is the blue connector that plugs in the back that twists in like that. And then there's like a little catch. So you hit that catch and flick it and pull out. Makes it really safe because when you connect it to the back with the power con, if someone were to yank it or a little kid were to pull on it or something, it's not going to come out and cut off your power source. It's a really positive click so that it stays locked in the back so you can keep your power going at an event. So it comes with a manual and warranty. The warranty card, I recommend just registering the product so that therefore you're covered, I think, for a year on any manufacturing issues. So it comes with an optional soft carry bag, which I do have, and it's right here. It says Chauvet DJ on it. It's like a kind of a flimsy synthetic material. It has 2 chambers inside for the different, the different lights. It's just a cleaning light. Okay, now here's my thing. Here's one of the mounting brackets. I don't recommend this particular carry bag, and I'll tell you why. I haven't had it. When I got it, I bought it to carry both lights, and I didn't even have it that long before the strap completely broke, and it's supposed to be designed to carry both of those lights, and the only thing I had in there was those 2 lights, which it does. The lights do fit in the bag perfectly, but if you can't carry the bag with the lights in them without the strap breaking, it's useless. So that's just my quick review on that Chauvet carry bag. I would recommend getting something more durable than this. It just doesn't cut the mustard. Okay, so that's that. It's optional soft carry bag. The mounting brackets, they are good, and here they are. So we put one of them down. So you can see there's like this little thing in the back that they just spin in, and then you just kind of lock into place. What they would do is, from this picture, they would go underneath, mount underneath the base of the light of the fixture. And once they mount in, like I said, they connect in. You can then therefore attach stuff here to keep them if you're gonna have the lights upside down. Okay, so now that's why you would have a mounting bracket there, so you can flip it upside down, and the beam is still going to shoot where you want it to shoot. Okay, so those are the mounting brackets. Some of the features that it can do is, number one is programmable, meaning you can program, I forgot how many shows, but there's any number of shows, maybe about 9 or 10 different shows that are already programmed in. Then you can manually do your own shows, which could be limitless because you can program it however you want. But it comes with like 9 or 10 pre-programmed shows already in there, which covers a bunch of different things like the gobo shake and panning slowly and all these different things. Okay, so the output is very bright, powerful output. It has a self-cooling fan. You can probably hear it. It basically cools itself down. So while it's on, even if you turn the light off and you have it plugged in, the fan is always on, cooling down the LED lights, which obviously LED is a cooler light source anyway, so that's really good. That gives the light fixture longevity. So these will last you a lot longer. And I think typically you'll get about 5 to 6 years service out of this if you use it a lot. If you don't use it a lot, you might get 9 or 10 or 11 years out of it. But if you're one of those DJs that's constantly gigging, gig after gig, and you use these lights over and over and over again, probably 6 years, maybe 7. Okay, you got a clear LED screen, which is dictated with this, which I showed you guys. Let me see if I can show you. Basically, it's down here where it says manual. That is the screen. It's just like about 2 inches by 2 inches, but you can read. And then it has, if you don't have a remote, there's little buttons that you can use to cycle through all the different programs and all the different features. So you don't need a remote, but I think you do need a remote, because if you have those things mounted on a tower or something, some type of a fixture, like a big rack that's maybe 8 feet in the air, you're going to need a ladder to go up there and then change programs. So just use your remote. It's better. Just buy the remote. The screen is pretty clear, easy to read. Like I said, it's 2 inches by 2 inches. Not a problem there. It's a durable constructed item, which I do agree that this thing is pretty tough. I haven't had any problems with it. I've only dropped one of them one time, and you don't want to drop them, but it still works. So like I said, I've never had any problems, but I haven't beat them up. I'm very careful with these lights. Like I said, I only dropped one of them one time, and I've had them for about 1.5 years now. Okay, so they're fairly heavy when you pick them up. They're not light. They probably weigh in, from my feeling when I pick it up, at like 30 pounds or something like that, maybe a little bit more, 32, 33 pounds. So they're really solid. They have a really heavy base, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it, because they're going to be flat mounted like that, or mounted onto some kind of a rack, or hanging upside down on some type of a structured frame or something like that. So the fact that they're heavy or not, or light, doesn't really matter. They're not super duper heavy. Like I said, they're about 30 pounds or so. Okay, they're versatile. They're very versatile because you can use them for concerts, parties, DJs, church, outside venues, inside venues, just about any kind of event where there's lighting. So the versatility is definitely there. Quick start, I went like this, 1 through 7, and I had to go this way. So quick start, you saw them start when I first turned the video on. You basically just plug it in the wall, and it's going to run through a series of things to warm itself up, and it remembers its last program. So there is an internal memory it stores the memory of whatever you programmed it for the last time. So there it is right there, internal memory. It's DMX ready, so you can DMX these things, you know, with your little DMX board and program different things and adjust it and, you know, change things as you go on the fly. That's what basically DMXing is. 11, master slave mode. It has that. So you have one that could be the master and the other the slave. So if you plugged, like you can, they're very syncable. Like you can sync that with that, and then one is the main one, and then the other one is just going to follow whatever you program that one to do. That's the master slave mode. They have sound active mode, which some lights don't have, which is a big feature, which means you can have them where they're stuck like that, and then if there's music like a bass drum, whatever that beat is, it's going to move to the beat of that drum or whatever. So that's the sound active mode. And these are called the Intimidator Spot 260s, which replaced the Intimidator Spot 255s. And the Intimidator Spot 255s, just a year and a half to 2 years ago, were extremely popular. And actually, they still are extremely popular because they're pretty much almost like this light here, except this one, the upgrade is 75 watts, which is the Intimidator Spot 255s were 60 watts, which was very powerful and did everything really well. But these are 75 watts, so you get 15 more watts of power, which is very significant if you're a professional, whatever you're doing. A professional person who does lighting shows or weddings or even venues like corporate events where you need a lot of power, a lot of wattage, because you might have 1,000 people in the audience or 2,000 people and you're doing a PowerPoint presentation or some type of a stage show. 75 watts is a lot more power than 60 watts. So the upgrade is very noticeable. And again, the Intimidator Spot 255s are excellent. They're an excellent light. These are just better. Let's see what else. Another upgrade was the power con on the Intimidator Spot 255s. They didn't have the power con. I'm going to show you guys because I keep talking about it, but I haven't showed you what it looks like. Basically, that's the chord, and then in the back here, you see that blue light right there, or that blue, and then there's a little silver tab right there. You just push that in and twist. This is the back of the unit. You can see where DMX is in. That's the DMX in or out. There's a DMX out and DMX in. And then that blue bad boy right there is your power con. And it just locks in. And it's very secure. Now another cool thing I like about these, if you move these, it just puts itself back. So if it's stuck on an area like that and you move it, it just moves back. You move it, so it remembers. It has a very good memory. And now you can see for yourself how bright the lights are. They're very, very bright. Even though I have lighting on in the house, I'm gonna turn the lights down, give you a better idea. They're just very bright, very, very bright. They go through a whole genre of colors: blues, oranges, greens. You have your white and like reds. There's just a good spectrum of color, purple, and you can blend the colors, and so basically you can, if there's a theme for your event, like a wedding, and the theme is orange and blue or white and blue or red and yellow, you can set your theme lighting to suit that event. If the bride is wearing, if all the bridesmaids are wearing purple and yellow, then you can make your lights purple and yellow, and therefore it sets a theme. So it's good for that kind of stuff. It's going through a color spectrum right now, but you can set it to where it stays on one color or blended, or go through a whole series of colors like it's doing right now. So the reason I did this video was because a cool DJ, a cool YouTuber who does a lot of reviews on lights, fixtures, and DJ equipment, he had a question for me about these lights because he knows I purchased them, and he asked me how I like them and how they're holding up. And here it is a year and a half after the fact that I bought them. And we're in July of 2020. And yeah, I still have them. I bought them a year and a half ago, roughly. Maybe a year and 3 months ago, a year and 4 months ago, something like that. But over a year ago. Bottom line, I've had them over a year, and I've used them at several events, mostly weddings. That's mostly what I do. Not just weddings, though. I've used them at other events, backyard events, birthday parties. And like, again, you could use these for large venues too. Like if you have a big theater event, these are perfect for that. Outdoor events, park, like a outdoor, maybe an outdoor concert, these will work for that too. So I haven't had any problems. They work really good. I'm very happy with the purchase. So the cost, I don't know what it is currently, but it shouldn't be much different. But when I first bought them, they were $630 each. So you're talking about if you're going to buy two, which I recommend, you're talking about a $1,300 investment. And that's without the remote. The remote is an additional 25 bucks or so. And then that little cheese ball bag was about 20 bucks, but it's not worth it in my opinion. The bag sucks. That's just, me telling you my experience. I would suggest you buy a more durable way to carry those expensive lights, because that bag, you don't want it to break like it did and then damage your expensive fixtures. So don't jump on me too much about my artistic skills or lack thereof. I just did this really quickly. It took me 5 minutes. I just looked at the manual and looked at a few features. The manual is actually pretty good. I don't know where I put it. That's right here. So here's the manual. See, it says on the cover, super strong polycarbonate dust cover, which is true. They're not lying. And the warranty card is inside. Here's the warranty card. So from Chauvet, you just go, it's a limited warranty. You just go to their website and register the product. And then here's the actual manual itself. As you can see, I just kind of looked at that picture and then just duplicated it. And then as you go through the manual, it shows you those are the gobos. Here's the gobos. So gobo 1, gobo 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there you go, everybody, man. Thank you guys for watching.